I'm aware of things. And it went on ocean spray cranberry juice trucks from Denver, Colorado to St. Louis, Missouri. So those of you that drink ocean spray cranberry juice, I think twice about doing that.
Yeah.
And I might add, the cleanup meisters on the Rocky Flats spill, they claimed, which nobody got prosecuted. Nobody got prosecuted. An actual, I know the grand jury foreman on that case. They went renegade. They threatened to arrest him, nearly killed him over it, the whole 9 yards, shut him down, squelched him, basically, in the whole matter. He out in Colorado. He tried to do something about it, and he even tried to override the U.S. attorney at the time, Henry Solano, who was covering up for the Bushes, who later became Solicitor General after they anthraxed me. That was his payoff. But the point is Citicorp comes back in, and a subsidiary of Citicorp, Citibank, Millman out of Denver, comes in and does the cleanup, removes a hillside right on a street that now Richmond American Homes has built brand new homes, which is part of this MDC Holdings crowd out of Denver that causes a subprime problem. The ones that are robbing the U.S. Treasury along with the Bushes. So they create the scenario and the crisis. They come up with the solution and they profiteer from it once again, as usual.
Yeah.
And make it look like it was scattered all over hillside. It wasn't. A lot of that nuclear material went to North Korea, Chris, way back in the late 80s and the early 90s. And Hillary Clinton helped broker it along with George Herbert Walker Bush. And this gal that she was a lesbo to in high school out of Chicago, there were three of them up there. And one of them was the gal that plays the old movie star Wonder Woman, I think was what she'd dress up in a cape and look like she,
Carter?
Pardon me?
Carter,
yeah. Carter was one of them. She was one of Hillary's lesbian lovers from Chicago. And Diane Lewis was the other one that helped broker that nuclear material down to North Korea back in the late 80s and early 90s. So don't be fooled by all the stuff about Korea, folks, because they always got to have a boogeyman, just like Iran. Oh, Iran's a threat to the United States. Got the boogeyman. It's always a boogeyman. And the boogeyman seems to be always created around a scenario. And the scenario is, how much oil does that sovereign country have? Or what gold resources, mineral resources, what is it that country has that the New World Order, Illuminati, needs? And people say, well, what's the New World Order, Illuminati? It's a bunch of Satanists sitting around a table plotting and planning the death of this country, as an example. A bunch of Satanists, 100 of them, that have had control of the wealth of the world for a number of years, few hundred years. Right now, they control 90% of the wealth of the world, worldwide. 100 men, 100 crime families. They're the Illuminati. To explain it to you, look on the back of a dollar bill. You see the all-seeing eye at the top of the pyramid. That's Lucifer. That's Satan, who they worship. The next level underneath that in the stones is the Knights Templar bankers. From there, it breaks down into their 100 crime syndicate families. In the United States, those Templar bankers are Leonard Millman of Denver, Colorado, which he's faked his death, but he's not dead, and Larry Mizell is basically his front running the show out of Denver at the current time. The other is, of course, David Rockefeller. His brother, Lawrence Rockefeller, was really the head Templar in the United States. He died about 4 or 5 years ago. You've got Carl Linder, Chiquita Bananas, out of Cincinnati, Ohio, part of the crime syndicate on my Bush-Clinton crime syndicate flowchart. And then you got George Herbert Walker Bush, Henry Kissinger, William Grace, who's now dead, but his son took over for him, I believe, 2 to 3 years ago. Those are the main Templar families in America. So when war breaks out, the revolution breaks out, you know who to go after. This is the problem that we have in America. These are the people that need to be brought to justice. Go into Satanism, folks. If you don't believe me, go into Satanism on my website. Go under Table of Contents and look at one of those columns and look for the Kimball Castle. And listen to Anthony LaVey that was castrated on the altar of Satan while Leonard Millman, George Herbert Walker Bush, and George W. Bush attended. And they left him there for dead. Some other kids drug him out of there, and someone took him to the hospital, and the kid got sewn up. He was to be executed that night on the altar of Satan. They drank the blood of children. These are felt like vampires. They're sick, evil people. And they're the ones that have got America upside down. And they're the ones in control of this Obama, this stooge in the White House. They're the ones that control this United States Senate and Congress that thinks that there's some kind of elitist up there. Just like this Barbara Boxer telling the general, "Don't call me ma'am. I earned the title of senator. Refer to me as senator. I worked hard to get that title." Screw you, Barbara Boxer. You're a piece of garbage that took bribes from Leonard Millman years ago and changed your votes on key positions in the United States Senate that I'd have to go back in the files and name them, what you did. I could put you away for life. But these are the people that we're dealing with, Chris. And these are the people that are coming down our throats and don't care about America. And they're prepared to kill 10 to 100 million Americans, if necessary, to stop this uprising and to get rid of this problem. Because it deals with unemployment, that they don't have to worry about employing these people. They don't have to worry about unemployment benefits to them. They don't have to worry about Social Security if they break out this bird flu, because there'll be so many older people die because their immune systems won't be able to handle it. The young ones coming up that are in poverty, they won't have to worry about them and supporting them in school lunches and the other things. This is a big deal to these people. It's just like the country of Iraq, over 1 million people dead. Starting a war over oil. They don't care about human life. So remember, when this revolution breaks out, which will, they don't care about human life.
You know, it was interesting that you bring all that up, Stu, because they do have an effect globally. You brought up Iraq, absolutely. Afghanistan, same drug. Africa, now they're in Africa with AFRICOM. And you see this going on over there. Nigeria right now, they found oil in Nigeria, and of course Nigeria and other African nations have diamonds, and so that's a big commodity. They send in the assassination teams and go about this plan. It's just, you know, you're right. The only way to stop this global mess and their assassination teams is through revolution, because if these people don't step down and there's no justice, then it's up to the American people to shut these criminals down.
Once we take back over America and take over the positions in the administration, the courts, the Congress and Senate, we can put the control box back in the hands of the people and keep it away from them for at least another 20 to 50 years. Yeah. It's got to be done, Chris. It's no other choice.
You see,
I don't know about you, but I'm not going to let them sit there and murder. And I'm seeing it coming with this bird flu flying pig, they call it, operation, code name, the pigs will fly. The pigs will fly. And they've already proven it. I just got a source on this week, as I said before, and I'll reiterate, 50,000 people